Jiren woke up expecting either hell or heaven, but he got neither. Instead, he woke up to find himself in a huge castle. Jiren. Where am I and why am I not in the afterlife? Because of a very special reason, Jiren. Jiren turned towards the person who talked, readying an attack. The person who talked was a lady who was shorter than Jiren. Probably because of his ridiculous height. She had crimson red eyes with snow white hair, long and wavy. She wore a lapis-colored formal dress with a big silver crown on her forehead. Jiren. Who are you and why am I here? I am Enchantra, the goddess of reincarnation, and you're in my domain, Jiren. Jiren. Why am I here then? Enchantra. Simple, Jiren, you are one of the very few people who I have chosen to be reincarnated wherever I see fit. She smiles like it was a good thing, but Jiren was skeptical. Jiren. How do I know I can trust you? Enchantra. Smiles, you're Jiren, the Pride Trooper. You defeated Belmod, the god of destruction of your universe, and even lost your parents at a young age. She smiles, proving her point. Jiren was gobsmacked but composed himself. Jiren. So why me? Why did you choose me in particular? Enchantra. You died fighting Moro. I decided you were worthy of being reincarnated simply because you were worthy. 1. Jiren. HMPH, how so? Enchantra. Remember when your friend Topo nearly died, you rushed in to save him. Flashback. Topo, run friends, we are no match for him. Jiren stands up, powering to full. Jiren. I won't give up, especially against him. The entire planet was in shambles. Moro had nearly eaten the whole planet. Moro smirked at Jiren and began laughing. 1. Moro, gahahaha, this is where you die, Pride Trooper. Jiren. I won't lose to weakling like Yami, strength is absolute. They both fought very hard, but in the end Moro killed Jiren and the great warrior finally fell. Topo. Horrified Jiren, no. Topo rushes to Jiren and lays his head down on the ground while caressing him. Topo. Tears running, Jiren, you truly were the strongest man, gets up. Topo gets up and salutes Jiren. Topo. Goodbye, strongest man. Jiren the Grey, your services to the Pride Troopers will not be forgotten. Topo looks at Moro with rage. Topo. Angry, I will dishonor Jiren's memory if I don't continue fighting. Even if we can't win, what god of destruction candidate am I if I don't even try for peace and justice? You will fall today. Moro does signature Topo pose and goes God mode. Flashback end. Jiren. Enchantress, see Jiren, you always believed power was everything and it was the only thing that kept everything safe. You wanted something beyond that. But what did you find? Jiren. Enchantra, nothing. The only thing beyond that is the trust you have in people. The trust you have in the people you protect, you care for, Jiren. Jiren, you're saying it so calmly, how do I know it's true? Enchantra. Smiles, oh Jiren. Because of your fight only was Goku able to beat Moro. Topo and your friends believed that you could beat Moro. You couldn't, yet they grieved for you only, but they believed you should have weakened him enough for Goku to come finish him off, didn't they? That came true, and Moro was defeated, and their Belmod himself constructed a statue of you, Jiren, as the savior of everyone. 1. Jiren's eyes widen. Enchantra. Come, Jiren, and be reborn. The ones who will teach you to trust are your family. The white envelops Jiren and he disappears. In DXD in the underworld. Currently Venelana Gremory was about to give birth. In the hospital she was with her husband Zeus Gremory. Serziches was waiting outside the ICU, pacing around nervously. Grafia, Serzich's wife and head maid of the Gremory household, spoke up. Grafia. Serziches and PLS clammed down. I know you're worried, but Venelana Same wouldn't want to see you like this. Serziches. Sighs, you're right, I'm sorry, Grafia. Grafia. It's alright, sir. Serziches s her and keeps her quiet. Grafia. Blushing madly, Serziches san. Serziches laughs at his wife's flustered face, while Grafia pouts at Serziches. Venelana screamed in pain as she was pushing her newborns. Strangely enough, there was another scream as well, this time from a man. Serziches. Didn't know mom can make a manly scream. Grafia. Serziches same, I don't think it's. The doctors rushed out to inform Serziches. Dr. 1. Twins have been born. Serziches and Grafia rushed into the room to find two small kids. One was girl cradling in Zeoticus's arms and Venelana was holding the boy. Serziches looked at the two with delight. His baby siblings were born. Serziches. Kuoh is at the girl Luu, who's the cutest, you are my little sister, pampers her, I'm gonna name your Riaz Gremory, my little Riaz Tan. Zeoticus. Chuckles, that's a good name, my boy. Grafia sighs at her husband's behavior. She looks at the other child, however when she saw him she was quite shocked. He was bald for one, with no traces for the Gremory face. No blue eyes like Zeoticus-sama or purple eyes like Venelana Same. His eyes were pure black with no eyebrows. Also his skin was grey. 21. Grafia. Venelana same, does the boy have some sort of birth defect? Venelana. Ah, Graphia, the doctors have stated due to some defects in his birth, he will looks like this for the rest of his life. But it doesn't matter to me, this is my little boy. What shall I name him? 1. Zeoticus. Let's see, Abaddon, it translates to destruction, doesn't it, an amazing name? Serziches. Agrees, I think it's a good name. Venelana. Disagrees, I don't think so. Zeoticus. Shocked, but why, we have always used the POD forever, it makes perfect sense. Venelana, while that may be true, I have a feeling my baby boy will be something else. Instead of being recognized as a Gremory, he will be recognized on his own by his own name. They won't call him for being a Gremory. They will call him for being himself. A name that inserts outspoken strength, raw power, pure power and true bravery all in one. Serziches. That's quite the description, mother. Venelana, yes, Gyron. Gyron Gremory. 12. Suddenly thunder struck outside the windows as if already sealing Gyron's fate. Venelana, my boy will be the strongest, just you watch. Serziches. Smirks, a name fit for a king, no a monarch. And that day Gyron had been born. Look out, supernatural Gyron has been reborn, and if you're pissed the grey off, prepare for his raw power. Time skip years brought to you by Chibi Gyron ass-handing Mui Goku. It has been years since Gyron had been reborn. Honestly, it was good in Gyron's terms. He cared for every member of his family, but rarely trusted them with everything. All except for Venelana. Ever since his first day he could speak, Gyron was most attached to Venelana. She was an amazing mother, and Gyron loved her a lot even if he did show it. At the age of itself, Gyron began training himself to restore himself back to his former power, and rarely showed emotions to anyone except for his family. This was concerning especially for Zeoticus and Venelana. He always trained most of the time, and even when he spent time with them he rarely smiled. Venelana was the only person able to truly bring out Gyron's emotions. During his whole life growing up he was never sent to school, but that was fine, since Venelana was an amazing teacher in her own right. Gyron considered himself lucky to have Venelana as a mother and teacher. It did not mean Gyron didn't care for his other family members. Serziches he respected a lot because of his power, but was annoyed by his childish behavior from time to time, a sentiment he shared with Graphia. Speaking of her, he was close to Graphia and looked up to her as an elder sister figure. Zeoticus, his father, was the same as Serziches, except he was a bit less powerful. But Zeoticus was wise and taught him a lot of important stuff which Gyron was grateful for. Rhea's, his little sister, was Gyron's favorite sibling. She had a hyperactive mood every time and was very fun to be around. Gyron considered this as an annoyance which Rhea's was saddened by, but she knew Gyron was just hiding his emotions. In reality, Gyron cared for Rhea's a lot and would do anything to keep her happy. However, the most concerning thing about Gyron was the fact he never has the power of destruction inherited from Baal Sama. Serziches was concerned for Gyron's well-being in the future. However, Gyron surprised everyone with his power when they were having family time. The Gremory family, along with Rhea's cousin Saraerg and his mother Miss La, who were also invited, were having a sort of game night, and currently it was an arm wrestling match between Saraerg and Rhea's, whom Saraerg had easily beaten. Gyron. Stands up, if it isn't a problem, mother, may I challenge Saraerg? Venelana was surprised but allowed it nonetheless. Saraerg smirked. He had a feeling this was gonna be good. Saraerg. Let's get ready, Gyron. Gyron raises his arms, and so does Saraerg for the arm wrestling. The both start and it looked like Saraerg was winning, but Gyron's eyes showed indifference. He then did a complete 1-degree turn by straight up, turning Saraerg's hand to the losing side at such speed and power that the table was entirely destroyed. Saraerg. Clutches hands in pain. Satan, God hurts. This law. Angry language, young man. Rhea's. Shocked, whoa Jai Nai, that was so cool. Gyron. HMPH. Venelana, Pav, I'm so proud of you right now, my little devil. That was an incident the Gremory family could not forget, and they were very proud of Gyron's incredible strength enough to beat Saraerg, who was famed for his ludicrous physical strength. It had been a few weeks after that incident, and Saraerg used to come from time to challenge his eternal rival, as he called him. Gyron of course always beat him, but it was never enough to make Saraerg give up. Gyron was now walking to his mother to make a request he hoped he didn't have to make. With a heavy sigh he entered the room to see Venelana and Zeoticus together. He walked up to his mom and said. Gyron. Mother. Venelana. Smiles, yes, my little Jai. What do you need? Gyron, mother, I need some time to train alone. Zeoticus. Smiles, that's all, my boy. Of course we'll give you a training room anywhere in the underworld, isolated from everyone, but only accessible to us so that you may. Gyron cut him off and continued. Gyron, no, father. I want to go to the human world and train alone and not to be visited by anyone at all. Venelana's happy expression dropped to utter despair. Her baby boy wanted to do what Zeoticus was mortified by such a request. Zeus. Absolutely not, you are a young boy and if you have to visit the human world you will go with a guard. Venelana. Exactly, I won't lose my baby at a young age to be ravaged by the stupid fallen that now reside there. Gyron sighs knowing it was gonna near impossible to convince his parents. Gyron. Mom, Dad. The power I have is too unstable for me to control. With all the duties I have to do as Gremory family son, it has been having a toll on me. I want to train my power all alone, so that in the future I may not be a harm to anyone of my family. Zeus. Shook H harm, when have you ever been a harm for us on our precious joy PLS Gyron, reconsider this. Venelana. Gyron PLS, I can't live without you. Gyron then smiles for his parents and assures them. Gyron, mother, father. I will not be harmed, and if you really are worried PLS and Azazel to look after me. And at last Zeus conceded, leaving a very depressed Venelana. Gyron prepared to go for his training trip. Serziches and Grafia were very unhappy with his decision but allowed it after a bit of convincing. As Gyron was about to leave, Riaz ran up to him and stopped. Riaz. Crying, Gyron, don't leave PLS. Do. Gyron. Pats her head, I will be back soon Riaz, I promise. Riaz extends her hand for a pinky promise. Gyron, pinky promise Riaz, I will return soon. Riaz, I love you Gyron, I will really miss you. Gyron. I will miss you too, little sis. Gyron looks to his family. Gyron. See you soon everyone. Venelana. Crying, be safe my baby. Gyron smiles one last time before finally leaving and Venelana breaks down. Venelana. My baby boy, me sweet baby, crying. 11 years since Gyron had left his family to train. By this point Gyron was back to his former power. Gyron trained really hard until his bones cracked and he screamed in pain and agony. Azazel check upon him now and then to make sure he was safe. He considered Azazel his uncle figure even though he despised Azazel's pervertedness from time to time, which Gyron silenced violently. 1. Gyron had been living near a mountain valley in the outskirts of Japan for some time since it was peaceful and quiet. Gyron mastered his Kai control and learned all of his old attacks and became as strong as he was in the past and was back to his regular muscular self. He asked Azazel to make his old Pride Trooper outfit since he got kinda attached to the thing after wearing it for so long. While Gyron was meditating, Azazel had appeared. Azazel. Hey kiddo, it's time to go back, don't you think? Gyron. Opens eyes, yes Azazel. It's time. Where did you say Arias was? Azazel. In Kuoh town, it's one of the places belonging to the Gremory household. She's currently attending Kuoh Academy. Gyron. I see, well then gets up, I must visit her. And with that Gyron collected his stuff and gave it to Azazel for safekeeping before flying off to Kuoh, his next destination. In under minutes, he arrived at Kuoh Academy's entrance and walked to the school grounds. The students noticed and were whispering. RB1, whoa, who's he? I hope he is not another student. RB2. No way man, he looks way too old and looks like he could our teacher. Look how beefy he is. RG1, oh wow, so muscular. RG2, I wish he would let me ride him. Gyron was disgusted by the girl's behavior. He had one thought, stupid thoughts. 1. Gyron walked up to a girl and asked. Gyron. You. Where is Ria's Gremory? RG1, hi, she's in the orc. Gyron, where is this orc? After the girl points the directions to the club, Gyron walks towards it and knocks on the door. The door was opened by a petite small young girl with white hair and golden cat eyes. She was shocked by Gyron's enormous height and whimpered a bit. Gyron asked. Gyron. Who are you and where is Ria's Gremory? But you eyes I inside. I'm Kaneko Taoju. Gyron, very well Kaneko. Take me to her. Kaneko but you is a bit busy. Oh, I white cat girl, let the human inside riser wants to speak to him. Gyron knew whoever this riser was, he was gonna annoy him. As soon as he entered he was met with an outrageous sight. A blonde man with a cocky ass face was groping a red hair girl's curvaceous S. That was his sister Riaz. What enraged Gyron more was that he was also groping a purple-haired woman's S as well while doing that to his sister. Riaz noticed Gyron and looked shocked. Gyron, you what do you think you're doing? Riser, the man whom he assumed as, replied. Riser. What do you think I'm doing, enjoying my sweet Riaz S, who is also my future wife as well as my queen Eubulunas as well. Gyron then spoke in a cold tone. Gyron, may I ask if you are going to marry Riaz in the future? Do you have Eubuluna's S in your disgusting hands, you filthy man? Riser. Watch it, you cunt. 1. Riaz enraged shouted at Riser. Riaz. Riser, I will not allow you to speak to my brother like that. Riser was shocked as well as all the others in the room. The brown-haired boy shouted. Brown hair. Wait, brother. Prince Perfect. Wait, but you have another brother. Sadist. Ra, I didn't know that. 1. Riser. Oh, I'm sorry Riaz. I will apology. Riaz, no Riser, no need. It will be better if you cancel this marriage between our families and owe Jinai an apology as well. Riser. Annoyed, don't act like a brat, Rias. I will not allow you to tarnish the Phoenix family's sacred name and you will marry me. Riser grabs Ria's hand, making her yelp in pain before slapping her, and that made Gyron snap. Gyron, you dare hurt my sister ear. 1. Gyron's destructive aura rises, shaking the earth, bring everyone to their knees. And then it stopped. Utterly terrified by what everyone saw, they saw Gyron looking at Riser, ready to annihilate him then and there. Riser was scared out of his wits and his peerage and had taken cover behind him. 1. Riser was scared out of his wits and his peerage and had taken cover behind him. 1. Gyron. If you think you are so good. Then let's settle this with a rating game. I will personally train Rias in her peerage. In 1 day from now there will be a rating game between your peerage and Ria's peerage. I will train them until their bones break and they will crush you and humiliate you. However, if you win, Rias will marry you. Riser agreed immediately and turned around to run, but before that Gyron grabbed his head and said one words. Gyron Aureta. 1. The blast of energy sent Riser's charred body flying. Gyron, make sure he is not dead, use that dumb phoenix tears of yours to help you. 2. Gyron turned back to normal and turned to see Rias tearing up. Rias Jinai. Gyron, hello little sis. Rias. You're back, hugs him. Gyron smiles for the first time in years after his return. Gyron drops Rias off him and gains a stern look. Gyron, reunion later, but for now let's begin training. Gyron. Let's begin. After the fiasco that had occurred, Gyron immediately took the orc to the back of the hills for training. An. Grafia was not present in the meeting with Riser. Gyron had also learned everyone's name. The blondies were Kibayudo, Ria's knight, and Asia Argento, her bishop. The black-haired lady with a problem for S&M is Akeno, Ria's queen. The white-haired Nico Toju Kaneko, as Gyron had already known her, was her rook. And finally Isay Haidu, Kuoh's infamous pervert, which Gyron was going to whip into shape and pawn of Ria's. He was also surprisingly the holder of one of the one Longinus incredibly powerful sacred gear, which could kill gods. Isay had the boosted gear, the Red Dragon Emperor, which contained one of the heavenly dragons, Drag, the dragon of domination. Gyron was definitely sure whatever perverted thoughts that boy was not good for the mental health of the dragon. Gyron. So these are your peerage members. Isay. Hi, nice to meet you, Gyron-san. Gyron had already figured out Isay was scared of him after his little demonstration he had shown. Gyron cleared his throat. Gyron. Now I would like everyone here to do immense physical exercises, and don't worry, I have set up a spy cam here, so if I find anyone slacking off, Thini will personally send them to Lucifer. Clear. Everyone. Hi, terrified. Gyron. Also Rias, I have asked someone else to train you specifically in your POD. Rias. Ujai. Gyron. Azazel-sama. Azazel, the leader of the fallen angel faction, then appears. Kaneko and Kiba bow down. Akeno looks at him with disdain, which Gyron notices. Isay was confused, but Rias explains that he was the leader of the fallen angel faction. Isay also bows down after that. Gyron. Now I don't have a clear-cut understanding of the POD, Rias, that is why Azazel-sen will help you. Rias. Understood. Shall we go, Azazel-sensei? Azazel. Come on, kid, and Gyron, PLS, don't be too hard on Isay. Isay. Me. Gyron. Yes, you're personally training with me, and by the end of this you will achieve balance breaker in under days. 1. Isay. What? Gyron. Now TPs with Isay. Akeno. Ara. It seems Isay may not survive, we should pray for him just in case. Kaneko. Hope the perv is wiped off from the surface of the earth after this training. But Isay. Oh shit, what are we gonna do, Gyron senpai? Isay was nervous since Gyron scared him a lot. Gyron. Stairs physical training. We gotta make sure your body can handle the boosts given the gear, so start with 1 push-ups, sit-ups, and then we are gonna run up and down the mountain till PM in the evening. Isay. What, that's impossible. Gyron. It is possible. You see, this takes out senzu beans, these are senzu beans. Gyron was very lucky to get them, as while training Enchantra had come to him and gave him a bag containing an unlimited supply of senzu beans. These things were gonna be helpful during training especially. 2. Isay. What now? Gyron. These beans will rejuvenate a person back to their natural peak strength when they're exhausted or have suffered fatal injuries which caused them health problems. They can't revive the dead if you're wondering, and when you're dropped down of exhaustion these beans will help, start or I'll suffer my wrath. Isay, terrified, began doing the training regime. It was very difficult and pure hell for him. He was not able to even complete 1 push-ups, but Gyron never gave him the senzu beans. Gyron. Until you complete 1 push-ups I won't give you a senzu bean. I'm gonna whoop that pervertedness of yours out of you. 1. Isay knew this was gonna be hell for him. Gyron. Don't slack, I have a spikem here as well, I'm gonna look in on the others. Gyron looked into the spikem to see the others were training well. Kuoh was concentrating her lightning to be more destructive than ever. Annoyed at that Gyron pet to Kuoh was surprised. Kuoh. Ra hello Gyron, may I ask why you are here? Gyron. Can I ask why you're pouring so much magic into your lightning? Kuoh. What do you mean? Gyron. I mean while attacking with lightning you're putting way too much magic, eventually draining you off magic immediately. Remember your magic pool is finite, you wasting it Kuoh. Kuoh, it's nothing. She said it while smiling, but her smile was off. Gyron was gonna have to look into it later. Seeing the others, Kuoh was trying to increase her speed while fighting Kiba, and Kiba was trying to increase his strength while fighting Kuoh. Asia was exercising as well as mastering her sacred gear because it will be needed later on during the raiding game. In his spikem he saw Isay still training. Gyron was surprised to see a fire in his eyes, which showed he was not gonna give up and will train. Gyron ped back to Isay and he looked at the counter which he had attached to him. It showed push-ups had been completed. Gyron smirked. Gyron. Guess you're not as useless as I thought you were. Isay. I can't give up, I have to huff train huff for Butchu. She gave me life when I was dying. Huff, I have to repay her. Huff. Minutes later Isay had completed 1 push-ups. He was doing sit-ups now after Gyron gave him a senzu bean. Isay had completed sit-ups by then. 2 HRS later Isay had finally completed 1 sit-ups. Gyron restored him after giving him another senzu bean, and now Isay had to run up and down the mountain, and whenever Isay fell, he was given a senzu bean and made to run harder. After PM everyone was exhausted. Ria's looked like she came from war. While Asia's bones were aching horribly. Kuoh was sweating a lot. Kuoh and Kiba didn't look affected much. Isay was horribly broken down and fell down the floor as soon as the two returned. Azazel. Smiles, good work everyone, we have to do a lot more during these 1 days. Everyone dreaded for these 1 days. A1 and 2. The same repetition of what happened yesterday. A and. Isay had been training with Gyron hand-to-hand combat and had been exhausted to near death quite a lot of times. Gyron had made him overwork a lot. During that time Gyron had met Drake, who was terrified to Gyron's enormous power that made his look like a microbe. Kuoh had learned to control her lightning more fluently and used her magic reserves carefully with a bit of help from Azazel. Riaz had modified her POD and used her destruction powers to create a boy made of destruction energy which could rapid-fire shoot balls of destruction at the enemy and has been working with Azazel since then to improve her archery. Haneko had revealed herself as a Nekomata and still has not embraced her other self and has not utilized chakra yet. But her speed was improving and so was her strength. Kiba's strength had improved a lot and his striking speed was far more faster. Asia was also learning a bit more about judo and karate from Azazel. She was given a holy spear that she could use without her devil self being affected. She was also learning spear fighting from Azazel. Asia's spear. A. Isay glow over boost. Drag Welsh dragon over booster. Isay balance breaker boosted gear scale male. Gyron looked satisfied of Isay's accomplishment. But then he proceeded to knock out Isay in 1 punch. Gyron, good job perv. But we're gonna have to work a lot more. Skip to day 1. Evane's training was over. Isay had mastered balance breaker. Riaz mastered her archery over the bow and Kuoh had finally embraced her other side with Isay's help and her physical strength is very powerful and she is now quite agile. Asia had finally mastered spear fighting while Kuoh had fully controlled her lightning and now knows how to use it for maximum amount of carnage and concentrated planes. Gyron. A job well done all of you. Isay by the time had come to respect Gyron more than anyone else, even his parents. He officially calls him Gyron Senpai and is now his biggest fan, which Gyron has no problem with but is still annoyed by him upbraiding him. Weaver, they have dinner like Gyron Senpai is so cool none can't stand before him. Like dude, calm down. Gyron. You may all take rest now. Everyone leaves and Gyron is left alone. Gyron. I'm coming back mom, dad. Gyron was now waiting in front of the Gremory household, anxious. It has been 11 years since he has not visited. He takes a deep breath before knocking on the door. A few moments later the head maid Grafia comes and opens the door with a tray in her hands. Grafia. Yes. Who are you, may I ask? Grafia looks at the person in utter disbelief and drops the tray. This sound causes Serziches, Venelana and Zeoticus to rush in. Serziches. Grafia is everything Aurg. Serziches stops noticing the young man before. He was in height, but Serziches would not forget that grey skin and look of indifference in his eyes. Venelana had tears pouring down her cheeks. Slowly but surely she spoke. Venelana. Jiren, is that you hoping? Do. Gyron. Sarcastically, no, I'm a gray-skinned ridiculously buff man with a problem of not showing emotions. Of course it's me mother, how have you all been? Do. Venelana breaks down the waterfalls and hugs her son, who had to kneel down to let that happen. Venelana ate him on the cheek, causing Gyron to blush badly. Gyron. Embraced mother, I am not a child anymore. Venelana. Still crying, you will always be my baby boy no matter what. Gyron. Sighs, hello father, brother. Gyron's voice suddenly had a stern edge which caused them both to be on guard. Gyron then asks. Gyron. Sternly now, who thought it was a good idea to let my dear sister marry the brat from the Phoenix house? Zeodicus and Cerziches sweated profusely at Gyron. The aura he was releasing was terrifying, completely and utterly dwarfing Cerziches' power by a universe. The aura he was releasing was terrifying, completely and utterly dwarfing Cerziches' power by a universe. Gyron. We will talk about this later. I hope you have been informed of the raiding game. Come, let us watch, I want to see the fruition of my training. Graphia. You trained Rhea's peerage? Gyron said, surprised. Gyron. Sighs, Graphia 1e, and there is no need to call me that. Gyron will do just fine, after all you are my sister-in-law. Speaking of, I heard from Azazel I have a nephew, where is he? Cerziches. Right away. Milikas. The young boy ran up to his father, giving him a big hug. Milikas. Hey, Dad, smiling. Cerziches. Smiles, hello my son. Here, meet Gyron, your uncle I told you about. Milikas. Whoa, so your uncle Jai. Auntie Rhea's talked about you a lot. Gyron. Gives a small smile, nice to meet you Milikas. We can talk a lot some other time, now why don't we go watch Auntie Rhea's raiding game? Milikas. Oh right, it was today, come on Dad, let's go. Cerziches. Right away. Zeodicus. Hold up. Prepares a magic circle, alright, all set, let's go. All the family teleport to the raiding game and see it was about to begin. Announcer. The raiding game between Team Rhea's and Team Phoenix is about to begin. The teams had been released into the battlefield. Akeno went to fight against Ubeluna, the bomb queen. Ubeluna and Akeno's fight was totally one-sided. Akeno's training with Jiren and Azazel on her lightning control helped her develop much more, and with enough concentration, she beat Ubeluna before she could even land a hit on her. Kaneko went and fought against of Riser's peerage. Well, she did lose, she took down of Riser's peerage. She fought Nili, Shulin, Cirrus and Isabella. Due to her speed training with Kiba, she was able to dodge Cirrus and Isabella's attacks and took them down. Eventually, after fighting Shulin for some time, she took her down but was a bit exhausted. Nai and Lee stalled her out a bit before landing the finishing blows and finally taking down Kaneko. Kaneko was disappointed for not trying harder. Soon Jiren approached her. Jiren. Don't worry Kaneko, you gave it your all and contributed to the team, good job. Kaneko was much happier after that. Isay and Kiba were having a field day. Even without balance breaker, he was manhandling Riser's peerage. Kiba fought Carloman and Mihi and was easily beating them both. Carloman. I won't give up for Riser-sama. Kiba backhanded her, sending her flying. Mihi was a bit scared after that display. Isay was fighting Ai and Nell, Nai and Lee, Burant, Marion, Shuri and Mira all together, and they were frustrated at the fact they were unable to beat this so-called pervert of Kuoh. Burant. Stand still and take it like a man. Isay. Idiot, this is a raiding game. And this is Sparta. Isay charged at her with a war cry. Isay boost 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 boost. Charging his power to X, he punched Burant, sending her flying and taking her down. Lee. That's it, let's take this up a notch sis. Nai. Yay. Both charged at him only to be taken down quickly. Isay's boosts and training made him speedy and ridiculously strong. Eventually both were also taken down, leaving Marion and Ai and Nell. They were scared. Isay had a sinister smile before beating the ever-loving life out of them, and by then Kiba had already ended Carloman and Mihi. Kiba. Bro fists Isay, good job man. Surprising you didn't use balance breaker. Isay. Didn't think I would need it. I also wanted to use it full power against Riser, so here I go. Isay charged towards Riser's place, where currently Rhea's, even with all that training, was struggling. Riser's night immortality was a blessing in disguise, as he was taking on Rhea's new annihilation bow, as she called it, very well, with Riser healing a lot. But Asia was there to keep Rhea's healthy whenever she was injured badly. Asia, having done enough healing, threw her spear which hit Riser's stomach, stinging him badly and making him scream in pain. It was as if someone put in diluted hydrochloric acid in him. 1. Riser. Ah. Rhea's. Smiles, good job Asia. Asia. Smiles, thanks, but you now end him. 2. Isay. Not so fast. Isay then appears. Isay. I've been wanting to show that loudmouth his place for some time. He's my prey now. But you if you would. Rhea's. Smirks, of course Isay, bring all the others, they also would definitely love to have turn with Riser. Akeno. Ra did someone remember me? Gibba. But you let us have a chance against him. All the smirked in satisfaction seeing Riser suffer. Rhea slowly stepped to Riser to show her dominance and show him that women were not toys to be played with. She slowly removed the spear. However, they did not notice Ravel, who threw a phoenix tear at Riser while at him. Ravel. Ani-san, you said. Riser wasted no time and healed with a phoenix tear and charged a powerful fireball and shot it at Rhea's. From the seats, Gyron was concerned for her sister's safety. Asia then tackled Rhea's, taking the brunt of the flames. Asia, ah. Everyone else. Asia. Asia was burned horribly bad and was whimpering in pain. Isay. Asia tearing up, no don't die, holds her. Asia's life was slowly depleting. She then was teleported back to the ground where the healers took her away. Riser laughs in satisfaction. Riser. Ha, finally that miserable girl who put the spear in Riser is gone. Riser, hope she dies a slow and painful death. A shame really, if I had won this it would have been grand to see her without clothes in my bed. Rhea's. You're so dead. Riser eyes glow red. Isay suddenly walks up to Riser. Suddenly Drake talks to Rhea's. Drake. Hey Gremory, I suggest if you don't want to die you best leave, and that includes you as well. Rhea's. Concerned, what's going on Drake? Drake, it's best if you leave now. Isay. Riser, you piece of absolute shit, after all Asia did you tried killing her. This was a game, not a sick twisted ground for your amusement. Isay and Drake, and for that you will pay. Isay's eyes glow green and he releases a burst of energy. Rhea's. Sent flying W, what was that? Akeno. That power. Surziches within the stadium was very much concerned. Surziches. Oh no. Gyron. Zetches, what's happening? Surziches. Isay snap, this happens when a sacred gear user loses control. Isay, I who shall awaken. The 7 green orbs come out of Isay and speak, we always rule. It's always been this way. We are the red dragon of domination. Isay, I am the heavenly dragon who stole the principle of domination from God. Isay's armor takes a draconic form. Isay, I mock the infinite and fret over the dream. Isay. I will become the red dragon of domination. The voices. It has always been this way. Always this way. What the world rejects has always been power, always been love. No matter what the path you chose, the path to rule. Isay. I shall drown you in the depths of crimson purgatory. Isay. I shall drown you in the depths of crimson purgatory. Juggernaut drive. Isay. Rarg. The roar sends a shockwave which send everyone flying from the arena. Rhea's. Isay. Gyron, not standing this anymore, looked at Riser, who was already knocked out from the mere roar. Gyron Pav. What a weakling, he wanted to marry my sister. Gyron. Isay. Isay. Turns to Gyron Ruer. Gyron HMPH, behave. 1. Gyron punched Isay really hard, sending him flying. Isay. Rarg, ah. Isay roars in anger and sadness. Gyron sighs before fighting Isay. Isay's power difference was huge, he was trading blows with Gyron from time to time, none of which were affecting him much and seemed like a mere annoyance. Gyron stepped on Isay's tail and rapidly punched him. Gyron stepped on Isay's tail and rapidly punched him. Isay. Gruck coughs out blood. Ruig. Gyron. Ending the Sauari Da. And with that Gyron finally took down Isay. After the rating game was over, Team Rhea's was declared the winner, since technically due to Isay's outburst earlier, Riser got knocked out and Ravel got flung out the arena along with rest of the team, making Isay the only one standing. And since he was the only one standing, he won the fight, making Team Rhea's win. Currently Isay was resting up while the rest of Rhea's peerage was waiting for him to wake up. Gyron approached them. 1. Gyron. Excellent work all of you. You made a joke out of the Fire Chicken's peerage, and Kaneko taking out of Riser's peerage at once gave us a huge advantage, good job. Kaneko, thanks Gyron. Rhea's. It was due to your efforts though Gyron. Yours and Azazel's training helped us, that's why we won. Gyron. And I expect you all to train and be strong just like this. I'm going to a secluded forest in the US. I heard the nature energy there is pure and I would like to meditate for some time to clear my thoughts. Rhea's. Why though? Gyron. Sighs Isay's juggernaut drive. I am worried he may lost control in the future and I needed to get him tip-top shape. I have to clear my mind first before training so that he may be ready to face any challenge, especially in the future, considering he loves you a lot. Rhea's. Do. Rhea's. Eyes widen on Ani-san. Gyron. Yes, I won't interfere. It's your life and your choice to make, but. Gyron, let this be clear. If ever he even thinks of hurting you, better look for someone else, because by then his foot body will be inside a coffin, feet underground. Clear. Rhea's. Gulps. Why yes. Gyron. Good. I'll be going now. Gyron takes flight and goes at hypersonic speeds and reaches Berkeley Hills and sees the forest. Flying downwards, Jiren lands and takes a meditating position. Jiren was meditating peacefully when he heard the crunch of wood and his eyes opened. Jiren was meditating peacefully when he heard the crunch of wood and his eyes opened. He spoke in calm but threatening voice. Jiren. Whoever is out there, come out now or else I will blast you into oblivion. The figure slowly comes out and Jiren sees it's a lady, but Jiren is confused seeing her. She had pink skin, elf ears, and snow white hair with ocean blue eyes. She also had just a black bra covering her cough assets and had baggy pants. She also had a tail. Jiren. Who are you? Oh me, hi, I'm Android 21. I'm Android 21. Jiren. Well, 21. Why are you here? 21. Oh, Willumi sensed a huge power signature, so I came to check only to find you shy. 2. Jiren noticed she was shy and let himself relax. She was not a threat yet. Jiren. So what are you exactly? 21. I'm an android, specifically I was artificially made and I have powers and stuff also. Even though I was artificially made, I still was made from human cells, meaning I can do everything a regular human can. Jiren. I see. Well, what do you want to talk about? 21. I've been living in the forest for all my life. After I escaped the lab I was created in, so I was here to make sure you're not a threat. Jiren. I am not mad. Yo, you can talk freely, no need to be shy. 21 suddenly brightens up. 21. Smiles, really, thank you. 21 hugs Jiren, surprising him. Jiren yanks her off him. Jiren. Hey, stop that. 21. Giggles, you're cute when you're flustered like that. Jiren had to resist the urge to smile after seeing 21 like that. Jiren. Slightly red cheeks, HMPH whatever. 1. 21. Giggles. Jiren suddenly finds energy signatures heading towards him. 21 sensed it as well. Jiren signals her to get behind when suddenly a group of hunters came along. All of them were girls wearing silver parka hoods. One of the girls leads the group. Jiren couldn't see her face, but she had black hair with silver moon eyes. The leader walked up and removed her hood, revealing herself to be a fair-skinned young girl of 1. Jiren. Why are Girl Scouts here? The girls glared at Jiren as if he were a rat who needed to be burnt alive. The girl was surprised no one ever talked to her like that. The girl signaled 2 others to step forwards and reveal their hoods. One of the girls was a dark-skinned girl with dark brown hair and piercing black eyes and held a tiara-like thing on her forehead. The other was a red hair with golden brown eyes. The leader said. Introduce yourselves, you two. Zo Nightshade, Lieutenant of Mlady Artemis. 2. Phoebe, tracker of the Hunters of Artemis. Artemis. I am Artemis, goddess of the moon and archery. Who are you two? 21. Smiles, I am Android 21, pleasure to meet you. Zo. Smiles, hello 21. A weird name but fine nonetheless, and now sneers at Jiren. Introduce yourself, male. Jiren. Watch it, brat. Zo. Pissed, how dare you call me a brat. Jiren. Just did and will do it again. Anyhow, I am Jiren Gremory. Younger brother of Serzich's Lucifer. Artemis was shocked. She had heard about Serzich's having a brother who was gray-skinned. But she did not expect this to be him. Artemis. That's a shocker. Now can I ask why you are here? Jiren. I was here to find some peace before you lot showed up. Artemis, dark tone, watch it, Gremory boy. I have no patience for people who disrespect me. Especially a man. Jiren. And I care because. Phoebe. You will talk to our madam with respect. Phoebe roundhouse kicked Jiren, but as soon as Phoebe's kick made contact. Phoebe. Leg breaks, ah. Zo Phoebe. Phoebe. My leg hurts, gah. Zo. Stands up and glares and Jiren, who are you, male? You can't be human, are you a god? Jiren. Number 1% a devil. Artemis. This is what happens when you mess with a devil. Sighs. Zo. What does he mean, laddie? 2. Artemis. Sighs, everyone listen up. Explains about the Great War, the devils, angels and fallen and dragons. Blah blah blah. Zo. Shivers, you mean he is the brother of literal Satan. 1. Artemis. That's about it, and don't underestimate Serzich's. Hades himself said Serzich's is stronger than him and the only one who could rival him was Zeus. Well, Jiren, I apologize for the intrusion. Jiren. It is quite fine if you want to leave PLS, so I would like to be left alone. After healing Phoebe, the hunters went their way. Android 21 stayed behind. Jiren. Why are you still here? 1. 21. I have nowhere else to go other than back to the forest. Can I come with you? I promise I'll be good. 1. Jiren takes a moment and sighs. Jiren. Alright. But stay with me at all times. 21. Okay, smiles and hugs Jiren. Jiren, stop doing that. Jiren. Now can I ask why I need to attend Kuoh? Imagine Jiren's surprise when his parent said he needs to attend school. Zeus. Jiren, you are incredibly smart. However, you lack formal education. Just attend Kuoh, get past it, and that's that. It's pretty simple, kid. Venelana. Jiren, sweetie. Your son not having a formal education as a member of the House of Gremory is not good for our prestige. We have done so many things for you and even allowed you to live without us for 11 years. Can't you do this one simple thing for us? Jiren finally relents. There was no beating his mom in words. She was simply too good at that. Jiren. Sighs, fine, I accept. But I will be in Ria's class. I need to keep an eye on her. Zeus. Smiles, done. Jiren. Also, I would like to introduce you to someone. Venelana. Who gets excited, is it a girl? Jiren. Yes, but. Venelana. Ah, my baby is going to be a man soon. Zeus. Sniffs in pride, son, you're finally taking the first steps to getting a wife. I'm so proud, thumbs up. Jiren. Mom, dad, she is not my GF, also I'm not interested. Venelana. Oh sad. Jiren, I'll explain, explains meeting Artemis and 21. Zeus. Shocked, so you met Artemis, it's a wonder you're still alive. Artemis is known to hate men of all kind. Jiren. She could try to kill me. HOWEVER 21, come in. Android 21 comes in the room. Venelana. Smiles, you're Android 21, huh? I'm Jiren's mother, Venelana Gremory, nice to meet you. 21. Smiles, it's a pleasure to meet you, MS Venelana. Zeus. I'm Zeus Gremory. I'm Jiren's father, nice to meet you, kid. Jiren. Mom, dad. When will I go to school? Zeus. Tomorrow. 21. Could I also join? Venelana. Surprised, why? 21. I also want to learn. Venelana stared at her suspiciously. But then smirks. Venelana, of course. Smiles. Her smile, Jiren didn't know why, but he felt like his mother set him up for something else other than school. Jiren, fine, let's go and prepare for tomorrow. Next day. The uniform was too big for Jiren, so the principal allowed him to wear his regular clothes. Android 21 wore the Kuoh Academy girls' uniform. They soon reached the entrance and walked in. Immediately Jiren knew this was gonna be annoying. The boys as usual had perverted looks all over them. They stared at 21 in lust and perversion, disgusting Jiren. 21 had surprisingly turned into a human, shocking Jiren until she explained she had the ability to do that. 21 had surprisingly turned into a human, shocking Jiren until she explained she had the ability to do that. Jiren glared at the boys, who in turn glared back at him. Suddenly one of the boys was punched, sending him flying. Looking at the punch, he found Isay glaring at the boys, making them back out a bit. Isay was pissed at them and shouted. Isay. Back away from Jiren senpai, bastards, angry. The boys scurried off. Isay, hey Jiren senpai, who is she? Jiren, this is Android 21. 21, introduce yourself. 21. Hello. Smiles. Isay. Hi. Senpai, why is her name Android 21? 21, well, explains the android part. Isay. Shocked, whoa, that's pretty cool. So senpai, why are you here? Jiren. Mom and dad forced me to attend Kuoh to get a formal education, and 21 tagged along. Isay. Cool, so which class are you in? Jiren, in the same class as Ria's. Isay. Oh, I know. I'll take you there, follow. Oh man, my idol is in my school, excited. 21, is he okay? Jiren. He is a bit of a pervert but also considers me his idol. He has the Red Dragon Emperor in him. I trained him to achieve Balance Breaker, and that's when he considered me his idol. 21, oh. Okay. Isay leads them to Ria's class and leaves. The teacher notices them and she invites them to the class. Teacher. Welcome, and new students. Would you PLS introduce yourselves? Jiren. The name's Jiren Gremory. I'm Ria's older brother. And as for why I'm Grey, a birth defect. 21. Hi, I'm. Jiren suddenly leans in and whispers a name for her to tell, since Android 21 is not an actual human name. He says Izumi Takanaka. 21, I'm Izumi Takanaka. A pleasure to meet you all. I hope to be friends with all of you. Both make their way to their seats, which is next to Ria's. Ria's? Whispers Jiren, why are you here? Jiren. Whispers back, blame mother and father. Ria's sighs, and Akeno was behind her, giggling at Jiren's situation. After class was over, nearly every boy in class was swooning over 21. Many tried asking her out, but she politely refused them. 21. Eating lunch. Jiren approaches her. Jiren. Enjoying. 21, I already made friends with Asia and Ria's. Jiren. That's good. This is really annoying. 21, hey, you don't have to be a grumpy pants, you know. Jiren. Irritated, don't call me that. 21. Smirks grumpy pants, grumpy pants, grumpy pants. Gyron. Annoyed I'm leaving. 21. Oh wait I'm sorry. Gyron just leaves. They reach the back of the school as Android 21 apologizes to him. A light spear hits them which they deflect easily. Gyron nice reflexes 21. 21 thanks you. The fallen angel reveals himself. He had pale skin with red yes and an evil smirk on his face. Gyron HMPH should have known it was you. After all you've had a lot of disdain for me haven't you Kokabiel? After all you've had a lot of disdain for me haven't you Kokabiel? Kokabiel. Oh Gyron you know me so well. You are a thorn in our plans. Your great power eclipses that of the Mayu by a long shot. You are too dangerous to be left alive. 21 Jai. Can I deal with him? Gyron. Ha thinks fine be quick though. And don't call me Jai. 21. Changes into her battle gear. Let's dance. Kokabiel. Oh look at that Gyron's little girl is here to fight me. What a Joe. He was quickly shut up by a punch to the face by Android 21 which sent him flying. 21 then teleported uppercutting him sending him flying through the air before teleporting once again and axe kicking him and sending him down. He crashes causing a huge tremor through the school. Kokabiel pukes blood out because of the force behind those punches. 21. Don't underestimate me Kokabiel. Smirks. Kokabiel you insufferable wretch summons 2 fallen angels. Kokabiel. Kill that pink bitch. The fallen charge at her. 21 smirks in excitement. 21 photon, swipe. She releases a dangerous beam swiping across the fallen angels, turning them to dust in a moment's notice. Kokabiel horribly injured tried teleporting, but 21 not so fast connoisseur cut. Her Kai blades cut Kokabiel's right arm and part off his face, leaving him heavily breathing. Kokabiel. Breathing heavily you huffing huff bitch. 21. Yeah I'm a bitch. A boss bitch you dumb raven. Kokabiel smirked before waving his hands and a teleporting circle immediately appears barely saving him. Gyron. That was good work. 21 he. Gyron. But you could have done more. 21. Pouts meanie. Gyron HMPH. 21 come on, grumpy pants. Don't be so shy. Gyron. Annoyed I told you to stop call me that. Gyron grabs her arm in anger. 21 smirks and hugs him tight making him feel her s. Gyron. Blushes W what the. 21. What don't like it teases. Gyron grrrrrr annoyed in here I thought you were innocent your insufferable woman walks off. 21. Giggles yes I am innocent but not with you Gyron blushes you're gonna love me on day or the other. I will break the shell of yours don't worry. Smiles in hope. Gyron flew off from the school and teleported back to the Gremory house. Venelana and Zeus were surprised but Gyron stormed to the training room and went to meditate to clear off some thoughts. Gyron Pav. Must clear impure thoughts. Gyron's thoughts. 21. OJIREEENNN. 21 was in her underwear staring at Gyron with a naughty look on her face. Gyron. Gyron snaps back. Gyron ga why am I thinking of her? Do. Why her why was she invading his emotions? Gyron didn't know what to do. Gyron may look like a strong-willed person. But that's why he shut off his emotions because he was scared. He was scared to trust anyone. He was scared to be betrayed again. He was scared off losing someone due to his emotions. Gyron Pav. How long has it been since I shut off my emotions? Gyron gets the flashback of his past back in the Dragon Ball universe. Back in his home planet. Flashback of Gyron. Good Gyron. Ha 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 dad. Little Gyron runs to his dad hugging him. Gyron's dad. Oh my little Jai. You're running really fast for your age. One day you will become the strongest my son. Good Gyron. Yeah can I go and play near the stream? Gyron's dad. Of course. A few hours had passed and Gyron still did not come back. Gyron's mom. Why has Gyron not returned worried? Gyron's dad. I'll go to find Hai. Suddenly a black beam pierces his heart and kills Gyron's father. Gyron's mom. Honey scared. Demon. Well hello. Gyron's mom WW who are you? Demon. Grins your death. The demon yes the one who killed Gyron's parents killed her and then danced on their corpses before moving on to destroying the town. 1. Gyron was returning while giggling all the way. As he returns he sees the town destroyed. Good Gyron. Shocked huh. Gyron runs back to his home to see the demon feeding on his parents' corpses. Good Gyron knew crying. Gyron ran. Ran as fast as he could the demon was chasing him. Soon Gyron got out of his clutches and felt tired. Then an old man picked the young boy and carried him on his shoulder. Good Gyron W who are you? I will train you to be strong. Good Gyron really? I promise. I'm skip 1 years later. Teen Gyron Master Nuu. They found the evil tyrannical demon who was ruling the land. Gikken along with his students went to oppose him, but they were defeated. Teen Gyron no. After they all recovered. Teen Gyron. Let's take revenge, we need to avenge our master. Student 1. No, it's all over. Student 2, we can't beat him. Student, let's leave, it's all over. One by one all left. Gyron was angry, mad and betrayed. Gyron clutched the bandana of masters and the rain poured down. Thunder struck as if mocking Gyron's weakness. Gyron screamed. Gyron ah. Gyron then left to train all on his own while having one thought. Gyron Pav. Trust.is worthless. Gyron met Belmont and the Pride troopers who trained him and Gyron became the strongest of Universe 11. Gyron beat Topo, the leader of the Pride troopers, and even beat Belmont, making him the strongest mortal ever. Legends are made, not born. Flashback end. Gyron Pav. Clutches his hands, dad, mom, master. Gyron went back to meditate. He was soon brought out of his thoughts when 21 came and poked him. Annoyed, Gyron looked at her for a few minutes before asking. Gyron. What? 21. Nothing much. I just wanted to say sorry. Gyron. Why? 21. I kinda may have gone a bit overboard with teasing you. I should have probably put your feelings into consideration. Your eyes show you are hurt by someone or something. I don't know why, but I can see it. So I'm sorry, Gyron. I don't want to sever our friendship, will you forgive me? Gyron sighed before patting 21 on the head. 21. Blushing, WW what? Gyron. I forgive you, 21. Honestly, I was not mad at you for doing that. Just irritated, you don't need to apologize. 2100. Thanks, Gyron. Annoyed, would you stop calling me that? 21 never. Gyron. Sighs in defeat, I give up. Serziches opens the door and comes in, and he had a serious look. Gyron noticed and walked up to him. Gyron. Zetches, what's wrong? I know that look, something bad happened. Serziches. Sighs in frustration, the gods, they declared Ragnarok. 1. Gyron. What is Ragnarok? Serziches. I'm not surprised you don't know. Well, Ragnarok is the legendary battle consisting of one matches that happen between humans and gods. It has been declared that humans are unfit to live, so the gods want to wipe them out. The other factions opposed it as humans are needed to replenish the population the angels and devils lost during the Great War. However, due to the huge amount of sins humans committed during their lifetime, they have been declared unfit to live. Gyron. Sternly, isn't that a tad bit too harsh? I know how much of a disgusting creature man can be, however it seems too harsh to punish them with total annihilation, since there are many humans that are incredibly kinda and deserve to live. Serziches. Yes, and it was going to be announced until Brunhild, one of the Valkyries, declared Ragnarok to give the humans a chance. However, there was one condition among the gods, well, of the people who fight have to be humans. The last have to be devils. They demanded this for the disrespect we showed to the gods. And if we lost, the devils will be killed as well. Gyron. What? Serziches. Sighs angrily, and that's why I've decided to go. Despite the many opposition, we were outvoted. I have beat Hades before and he is a very powerful god. I'm the best chance the devils have. Gyron brother, the family needs you. I'll go. Serziches. Absolutely not, I will not allow my little brother to be killed. Gyron brother pats his shoulder, believe me. This Ragnarok will come to an end. I will make sure. I will humiliate the gods myself. I will show the power of a devil myself. I will save the devil race. Serziches. Jiren, if you die, mother will never forgive me, I'll never be able to forgive myself. Gyron. I won't die. Believe. 1. Suddenly he felt a hug behind his back. He saw 21 with tears in her eyes. 21. Crying, I know I can't stop Yao B, but promise me Sniff you'll come back. Gyron. Hugs back, I will return. They want to see the power of a devil, I'll show those gods. I'm Gyron the Grey, and Gyron now had a big task. To gather a team and fight in Ragnarok, which will be in months from now. Venelana and Zeus were uninformed of Gyron attending Ragnarok. Serziches had told Gyron he will be there as well to fight, which Gyron wanted to refuse, but Serziches was very powerful and could take on most of the gods, which is why he was going to fight in the tournament. Gyron reluctantly agreed and knew one team member he was gonna need. If trained properly, this one member could make a huge difference. Gyron knocked on the orc's doors and it was opened by Asia, who was surprised to see Gyron. Asia. Gyron-san. Riaz overheard her and was surprised as well. Riaz. Jai-nai. Isay bolted straight from his flyers to meet Gyron. Isay. Yo Gyron-senpai, what brings you here? Gyron. Sternly, everyone in now. As all had assembled in the orc, it was eerily silent till Isay broke it. Isay. So senpai, what do we need to do? Your face tells you needs us for something. Gyron. Isay. Jiren walks up to him. I'm going to be straightforward. Will you fight in the tournament of Ragnarok? Silence. It was all there was until Riaz shouted. Riaz? What do you mean by Ragnarok? Jiren sighs and explains what Zeus has said. Everyone went pale. The thought that they wanted to wipe humanity and the devils was quite terrifying. Isay asked Jiren. Isay. Why minion could be there? Zeus is there. You could ask someone like Kuoh or maybe Riaz for a combo with Zeus. Why a pathetic pervert like me? Jiren. Isay, I'll be honest. Your perversion, while much calmer than before, is not something to be proud of. However, I saw potential in you with that gear of yours. You activated Juggernaut Drive out of your will to protect someone. That's what makes you different. With that gear said to be able to kill gods, you can win. I believe in you. We have months to train. Until then, Zeus, and I will train you too. Isay. You too. Jiren. Yes too. Azazel-san. Azazel appears with a young man around Ria's age with white hair and piercing yellow eyes. An. Yes, I'm using Volley's DXD hero look. He looked at everyone before scoffing till his eyes laid on Jiren and Isay. Azazel. Hello Orc. I'm here to introduce the Devil member for Ragnarok. Volley Lucifer. Hineko. As in the descendant of the original Lucifer. Volley. Yes. I am Volley Lucifer. Isay. What's so special about this snob? Scoffs Pav. I bet he isn't as strong compared to Jiren senpai. Azazel. I would watch your mouth. Isay. Volley is a half human and half devil born from birth. His father was a devil while his mother a human. Which means. Riaz. He can wield a sacred gear. Finishes. Isay. Well, what is it? Volley. HMPH. I'll show you my rival divine dividing balance breaker. Volley's body is then covered in the white dragon armor similar to Isay's, shocking him. Isay. What the why does his armor look like mine? Suddenly Drake appeared. Drake. Hello Albion, it's been some time. Albion. I could say the same, my rival. Isay. I'm so lost. Azazel. Allow me to explain. You see, like you, Volley contains one of the one longiness. His is the divine dividing. Like how Isay's gear lets him boost Volley's is in fact the opposite. Volley's gear lets him divide the power of his enemy. Isay. Woe. Volley. HMPH. Woe indeed, and now I have summoned to fight for the devils, which I could care less about, but since I can fight gods and improve myself, I agreed to come. However, if I am to fight, I want to fight him. Points at Gyron. Isay. PFFT. Ha 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 ha. Oh boy, I have not heard a joke that good in a long time. Ha 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 ha. Isay rolls on the floor laughing. Volley. It's not a joke. Fuming. I want to fight him. Isay. Oh, you were not joking. Let me laugh out louder. Ha 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 ha. 1. The orcs start laughing as Isay said this. Volley was fuming in anger. Isay suddenly gasped. Isay. Gasps. You suddenly loses air and dies. Riaz. Walks towards his body. Isay pokes his body. Isay did not wake up. Jiren walks up to him. Jiren. Raises his hand. Aoari. Isay. Gets up. I'm up, don't kill me. Do. Jiren. HMPH. Stop being melodramatic. Volley. So about our fight. Jiren. You want to fight, then come. Let us do so. Azazel teleports all of them to the training grounds. As soon as they reach there, Volley charges at Jiren. Jiren stops Volley's punch with a finger, shocking him. Volley. No matter. Divide. Jiren felt his power being divided, but even then he had lot of power left. Volley dragon shot. Volley charged a beam of magic and shot it at Jiren. Jiren swatted it away. Volley grit his teeth in anger. Volley. Half dimension. Jiren felt his size being reduced but released his aura. Soon he destroyed Volley's half dimension, shocking him. Volley. Impossible, no one have ever survived half dimension. 1. Jiren. You bore me. Aoari da. Jiren releases a powerful Kai blast and ends Volley. Volley sits defeated. He soon gets up and sizes up Jiren. Volley. I accept to fight in Ragnarok, and one day, Jiren Gremory, I will defeat you. Jiren. I would like to see the day that happens. Come, we must train. We have months until Ragnarok, and by then I will make you stronger than even Zeus. I will make you achieve a level even the previous gear users could not reach. Isay. Volley. Greg. Pops up. There is a form exclusively that only me and Albion know of. Albion. Pops up. Yeah. However, the power required for this is insane. Isay and Volley will have to face numerous amounts of near-death experiences to achieve this state. Isay. As long as Jiren senpai trains me, I am ready to endure. Jiren. Actually, Isay. Zeus wants to train you this time around. I will be training Volley. Isay. What this prick? Points at Volley. Trained by you? Know this must be a nightmare. Jiren. Isay. Isay. Gulps in fear. Jiren. Are you questioning me? Isay. No. Jiren. Good. Then train with him. You should gain experience from fighting different types of people. We will train you for 2 months, then you and Vali will fight each other together for the last 2 months clear. Vali smirks. I can't wait to fight your rival when my training is over. If I may ask, why should I fight him for over 2 months? Gyron, you two are destined to be rivals. Fighting each other will contribute to your growth. You will be able to grow faster the more you fight each other. That's true training. Isay, I see. Well, I'm ready. Get ready, Vali, to get your butt kicked after I train with Zeus. Vali, HMPH, we'll see about that. And with that, the training was going to begin. What will happen? Will Isay survive Zeus? Will Vali survive Gyron? Who knows, but stay tuned until the next episode of Dragon Ball. My secretary. Boss, wrong line. We back MFs and my sweet peeps, I got Mobreak, no more 12th grade stuff. For a while, but here you go, the first match, Isay vs Thor. Also, the arena is gonna be in the center of the underworld, not like from the actual Ragnarok anime. The gods were all at the underworld with some of the finest fighters available for them to fight. Fighter 1. Lu Bu, China's greatest general. Fighter 2. Adam, the father of humanity. Fighter Sasaki Kajiro, the mimicking swordsman. Fighter Raiden Tamamin, the giant. Fighter Buddha, the enlightened one. Fighter Jack the Ripper, madman of London. Fighter Isay Hayadu, the red dragon emperor. Fighter Jiren Gremory, the grey. Fighter Vali Lucifer, the white dragon emperor. Fighter 1. Zeus Lucifer, king of the underworld. Poseidon. Ugh. Brunhild, where are the last? Did those weaklings quit? Brunhild, the Valkyrie who encouraged Ragnarok, gritted her teeth. She was worried the gods may get bored and call of the matches, resulting in humanity's death. Shiva mockingly laughed and said. Shiva. Probably. Who would want to fight us gods? Adam. Would you shut up? You are too loud. Shiva. The heck did you just say to me? Adam. I said shut up, didn't you hear? Shiva. You little. Suddenly an orb of energy was sent to Shiva, who skillfully dodged it and glared. Standing in front of the gods was Jiren Gremory, the younger brother of Zeus Lucifer. Zeus. Jiren Gremory, how nice to meet you. Zeus put out his hand, which Jiren shook in suspicion. Zeus then tried crushing his hand, to which Jiren crushed Zeus's hand with a bored look. Jiren. If you're gonna be trying one of the oldest tricks in the book, try to make it believable, fool. Hades. You're here, where are the others? As if one cue, the Gremory circle burst in place and out came the rest: Zeus, Isay and Vali. Thor widened his eyes at Isay and Vali. Those were the next dragon emperors. Thor got a battle-hungry grin on his face and walked to Isay, who looked with caution. Thor extended his hand and said. Thor. Let's have a fun match. Isay, confused, shook his hand. Isay. I hope so too. Wait, I am fighting first. Thor. Surprised, I see you have not been informed. For the first round you shall fight I, Thor, the Norse god of thunder and strength. I hope you give me a good match, Red Dragon Emperor. Hello, Drake. Drake, greetings, Thor. It has been years since I last saw you. I hope you're worth the challenge. Thor. Believe me, I hope you're a challenge as well. After that fiasco, everyone got to their places. Jiren was chilling when Lu Bu, Sasaki and Adam walked up to him. Jiren. May I help you? Adam. You are different. Your power, it's extraordinary. Different from the others. Bites on his apple. TCH, what a sour taste. Jiren. I assume you're Adam. Adam. Father of humanity, pleasure to meet you. Jiren. Jiren the Grey, Gremory. I am the younger brother of Zeus. Sasaki. Heard about ya. I heard you're strong as hell, even stronger than the devil. Is that true? Jiren. It is. Lu Bu. How about me and Sasaki against you? A sparring for now. Jiren. I don't think there's time. Look, the match is about to start. Announcer. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the infamous tournament of Ragnarok. The tournament humanity fights against the gods, but today there is a twist. The gods have asked the devils to fight as well on humanity's sake, since the devils disrespected the gods. Never before has anything like this been seen. Today's first match is Isay Hayadu, this generation's Red Dragon Emperor. The crowd went crazy. One of the sacred gear holders who could kill literal gods was here. And his opponent Thor, the Norse god of thunder. The crowd went even crazier. Among the crowd the orc was there watching with worry. This was gonna be Isay's toughest fight yet. Thor. Let's have a good fight. Grins. Isay. Yeah, let's get this drag. Drag. Alright. Isay. Welsh Dragon Balance Breaker. Drag. Activate. The dragon armor surrounds Isay. Isay once again shouts. Isay. Cardinal Crimson Promotion. The armor glows, taking Isay to one his strongest forms. Thor. Already going all out, I like it. Thor charges at Isay, who boosts X and is hit with Mjolnir and sent flying back. Due to the boosts, Isay was able to survive. Isay coughs out blood from his armor, sending alarm signals to his mind. Isay Pav. Shit, this is bad. Dreg. Partner, be careful, this is not gonna be easy. Isay. Boost 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 Longinus Smasher. A pure beam of draconic energy fires from the cannon on Isay's chest and Thor gets caught in it. Thor takes it on and stands there looking seemingly unscathed. Thor. Impressive, this stung a bit. No mortal has ever done this before, be proud Haidu. Thor was immediately cut off by a punch from Isay, who shouted. Isay. Oh yeah, well, here's more. The boosted punches Thor took on without any form of damage visible. Thor grew bored. This was not the fight he was expecting. Thor smashes Mjolnir down on Isay and a gigantic crater is formed. Isay coughs out his blood as his face armor is broken. Riaz. Isay. Riaz screams from the stadium, terrified seeing her pawn like that. Gyron grips on the soda in his hand and crushes it. Gyron Pav. Get up Isay and finish him. Greg. Partner, get up, the fate of humanity is on your shoulders. Thor. Fool, I thought you would be a good fight. You're not even worthy of an honorable death. You're a failure, Sekiruite. Isay. Shut up. Thor. Ho, you can fight still. Isay. Yuat, do you think I'm just gonna let you win and kill humanity? Have friends, remembers Mitsuda and Motohoma. I have a family, remembers his mom and dad. Thus you won't we Ian. Isay. Drag that form now. Drag. Alright partner, let's show this dipshit what we're made of. Isay drag. Diabolos dragon god. Thor could feel it, that power was his Great Reds. This kid even impressed Great Red. Thor gained a grin. That battle just became even more exciting for Thor. Thor. That's it, now show me how strong you are. Isay came out with his armor. Isay came out with his armor. Thor Pav. Finally my match. Thor. I'm done holding back. Thor's hammer crackles with electricity and Thor strikes at Isay and Isay blocks it, shocking Thor and the others. Jiren smirks in pride as well as Surzich's. Isay. Boost 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 boost. Isay. Longinus Smasher. The beam hits Thor, who is left, and an explosion occurs, one so powerful it shook the underworld and even reached heaven, alerting a few angels. Michael. What is happening? Meanwhile Thor is gravely injured, his whole body burning and scarred, and for the first time in centuries laughs. Here was someone who finally made Thor go all out. It excited him, made him happy. Thor. Claps. Wonderful, wonderful, I have never been any more surprised. You truly are amazing. Isay grins. Announcer. Incredible Lord. Thor is giving his credit to Isay. A round of applause to the Red Dragon Emperor. Thor. This is it, no more wasting time. Thor clutches Mjolnir in anticipation and strikes at Isay, who counterattacks with a punch of his own, creating a shockwave sending air pressure. Thor strikes rapidly against Isay, who is holding his own. The gods are left dumbfounded to see someone hold his own against Thor was an incredulous idea. Shiva. How is this possible? Poseidon. He is the Red Dragon Emperor, that's how. Zeus. All Thom worried more about him. Points at Jiren, next round I will fight him. Shiva. Wasn't he meant for me? Zeus. Yes, beauty, have a feeling I need to fight. Shiva. Shrugs. K, not gonna stop ya, Zeus. Isay punches Thor's in the face, breaking his tooth. Thor retaliates with a punch of his own and strikes Isay's chest. Isay coughs out blood and is sent reeling back. Thor. Gerard. Thor flings Mjolnir into the air with all of his might. The hammer returns and Thor swings it on Isay, who boosts 1x. The hammer hit him and the landscape shattered. The hammer hit him and the landscape shattered. Isay stands up, barely alive and breathing heavily. Isay. Huff huff huff, you are strong, Thor. Thor. Smirks. You were a worthy opponent, but it's time I end this. Thor then suddenly crackles his hammer with lightning and shouts. Thor. Thor's hammer. And then swings it with all his might and shouts. Thor. Jared. Mjolnir flies through the air and as it returns Isay gathers Drag up and says. Isay. Drag, thanks for being with me, thanks a lot. Drag. Isay partner. This is our last stand. Isay. Cries, I know. Tell Riaz I love her. Isay Drag. Boost 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 boost. Thor. That will not save you. Mjolnir returns and he shouts. Thor. Thor's hammer Jared. And swings it to Isay, and who finally gives his final cry. Isay. This is it. Isay had got enough of Great Red's power for a dangerous suicide move. Isay Drag. Apocalypse answer arms. Isay Drag. This is our final stand, revelation all range blaster. A beam of dense red energy gathers around and fires at the incoming attack. Thor puts all his strength and strikes, and as the attacks collide, Mjolnir starts cracking. Thor looks shocked and he shouts. Thor. Impossibly. Mjolnir gets destroyed and so does Isay's whole body. Thor's face is slightly gone and there is a huge hole in the center of his body and he is bleeding badly. Thor's face is slightly gone and there is a huge hole in the center of his body and he is bleeding badly. Thor smirks. Thor. Never did I think I would find a kinship within a devil. Live well Isay hi do I declare you the strongest dragon emperor. 1. And with that Thor turns to dust and fades away. The armor breaks off leaving a bloody Isay who is barely alive. Jiren teleports and picks him up and says. Jiren. Good job. From the stadium the orc is squealing with happiness. Rhea's crying tears of joy. Volley smirks and applauds and the other participants and highly impressed with Isay. Surziches give a sigh of relief. Announcer. And the winner is Isay hi do give it up for him a god for the first time has been defeated. The crowd goes crazy and chants. Proud. Isay Isay Isay. Isay opens his eyes. Isay did he win? Isay looks to see Jiren smirking and cries. Isay. Cries in happiness I did it. Jiren. You sure did terrest Isay. As they entered the chambers they were swarmed by the other combatants who praised Isay. Sasaki. I couldn't have done better kiddo. Adam. Good win child. Raiden. Amazing job brat. Buddha. Gotta say that was amazing. Isay. Thanks guys. Wait was the next match. Suddenly a bird flies in giving Surziches a paper. He reads it out loud. Surziches congratulations you have passed the first match. The next match is going to be Jiren vs Zeus. Everyone then went silent. Jiren spoke up. Jiren. Prepare yourself Zeus. I will end you next match. Sasaki. Be careful out there Jiren this is Zeus we are talking about one of the strongest gods out there. Very few can match him. Remember this is Ragnarok Zeus we are talking about not DXD ones. Jiren. He will fall today. Jiren says nothing more and leaves for the battlefield. Adam. He shouldn't be cocky. Sighs. Lubu. This will be his downfall. Buddha. I have a feeling this isn't gonna go how it's expected smirks. 1. Announcer. Ladies and gentlemen a change has been made for the second round where Shiva was supposed to fight. For the second round here he comes the Lord of the Skies, the King of Olympus, the most powerful Greek god himself Zeus. The crowd whispers excitedly and as they are Zeus comes out and everyone cheers the Greek Lord of the Skies. Announcer. Next is the most powerful devil in all of history, one whose power extends beyond even his brother the second son of the Gremory household Jiren the Grey Gremory. Jiren comes out and everyone stares at him. The most powerful devil versus the most powerful Greek god. Whispers break out as everyone sees Jiren. Could he beat the great Zeus? Zeus. Oh my. It seems the match got changed I wonder how that happened. Jiren. Stares I do not care one bit about your thinking Zeus. If you believe you can beat me try it. Zeus stays silent before he starts laughing. Zeus. Gahahahaha. And then proceeds to dance weirding out Jiren. Jiren Pav. What a weird god. Announcer. Let the battle begin. Zeus stops his dancing and suddenly his body mass starts increasing shocking Jiren. Zeus becomes almost Jiren's size. His muscle mass had increased with his veins bulging outwards. Zeus still had a smile on his face, but it was of a maniac. Zeus still had a smile on his face, but it was of a maniac. Zeus. Oh boy let's see how you fight me like this. Hermes. From the stadium kick his ass dad. Zeus gives a thumbs up. Zeus. Haha now. Zeus charges at Jiren and rapidly punches him creating shockwaves that shook the whole stadium. Quakes began developing as each of Zeus's punches made contact with Jiren. Jiren stood there with his arms crossed, taking all the punches like a madlad without problem. 1. Zeus. I commend you. You are quite powerful. But I think it's time to take things up a notch. Meteor jab. Zeus. With this I punch faster than anyone could perceive. Zeus. With this I punch faster than anyone could perceive. My punch starts at 0.1 second and then at 0.1 seconds. No one has ever been able to counterattack my move this is the power of the godfather of the cosmos Jiren Gremory. Jiren still did nothing causing Surziches and Isay to panic. Isay Pav. The hell is Jiren senpai thinking of? Surziches Pav. Jiren what are you doing? Sasaki. The hell is he thinking of taking all those hits? Adam. I can cease not affected. Lubu. Raiden. The hell you mean Adam? Adam. Jiren is not affected by Zeus's punches at all. They don't hurt him. Sasaki. Adam you sure this is Zeus we're talking about? Zeus laughs as Jiren continues to take on the hits. But then Zeus kicks Jiren and. Zeus. Ha 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 ha. Zeus is grabbed by Jiren and then slammed on the ground, shocking Zeus himself. Zeus. Coughs a bit of blood well this is troubling. Jiren smirks and suddenly disappears appearing in front of Zeus and punches him in the face. Zeus is sent reeling back from the force and thinks. Zeus Pav. How? Zeus. Finay shall entertain you then. Divine axe. Gyron is directly hit and is unmoving. Gyron then says. Gyron. Auarit ah. And fires a beam of Kai at Zeus which causes a massive explosion. The people had to hide behind the stands to be safe from the powerful explosion. Out of it comes Zeus who is charred to the bone. Zeus had an insane look of anger on his face. Zeus had an insane look of anger on his face. Zeus. Insolence, you will be punished. Zeus blitzes in front of Gyron and says. Zeus. The fist that surpassed time. Zeus then before he could even land the hit is punched in the face as his fist makes contact with Gyron and sends him flying. Zeus is sent reeling back with his lower jaw broken. Zeus fumes in anger as this filthy devil had managed to annoy him. From the place where Gyron was sent flying, Gyron rubs his face and looks at Zeus annoyed. Gyron. Is that all you got? Zeus fumes heavily, this was his limit. Zeus. Ha 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 ha, enough. Zeus booms evidently angry. Zeus. I have been a made fool of for long, this is my most powerful form Adamas. Zeus instead of growing starts shrinking his muscles as Zeus compresses his muscles and looks shriveled. Zeus had a wicked look on his face. Zeus. How would you keep up now? Gyron grins. Zeus. How would you keep up now? Gyron grins. Zeus then blitzed to Gyron and punched him, causing him to reel back in shock at the damage. It stung. Gyron Pav. Interesting, maybe he isn't as worthless as I thought. Zeus then punched him multiple times, forcing Gyron to block. Gyron then counterattacked with his own flurry of punches. Gyron then punched faster than Zeus could track and punched him on the face, chest, stomach multiple no.of times. Zeus was sent flying back hurt and broken badly. Enraged Zeus couldn't believe this bat from hell was beating him. Zeus shouted. Zeus Ra. The weather changed as thunderclouds and cyclones formed, showing his power as the ruler of the skies. Thunder struck on him as he was covered with lightning. Thunder struck on him as he was covered with lightning. Zeus. This is the power of I, Zeus, with the power of my master bolt embedded on my skin, my strength and speed increase by 1-fold, now die. Zeus blitzed to Gyron and struck him hard, causing an earthquake to split the ground. Lightning strikes and Zeus roars and sends a devastating. Zeus. The fist that surpassed time. The punch hit on Gyron and earth, the underworld and heaven shook. Zeus. How do you like that, boy? Hurts good, cause I'm gonna send you where you belong, hell. Suddenly a massive aura covers the battlefield, making Zeus stop and look. What he saw terrified him to no extent. From there coming was Gyron. Gyron roared and his aura exploded. Gyron. Prepare yourself, Zeus, for you shall fall. Gyron ran to Zeus faster than he could see. Gyron then says. Gyron. Auarit ah. The Kai ball explodes, rocking the underworld, and Zeus was badly hurt. He still wasn't gonna give up. Zeus. I still have one last trick, true gods left RIGHTT. Zeus then puts all his divine might into one single punch and throws it at Gyron, who smirks and gathers his Kai and covers his hand with it and collides with Zeus. Shiva. Oh, nah, quick, teleport those two to outer space now. The other gods were confused, but Poseidon understood immediately and wipes his hands to teleport them on a different planet. Sirziches. What is the meaning of this? Angry and stands up. Hades. Can't you see, Zetches, they were gonna wipe off the solar system. Sirziches. WW what? Back in outer space, Gyron and Zeus's punches collide, causing a violent reaction which then causes supernova. The space starts collapsing and the planets nearby them explode. Stars detonate and the galaxy trembles. But in the end it didn't even matter. Zeus never stood a chance. Zeus coughs out blood, SSO thigh this. Zeus coughs out blood, SSO thigh this. Is it the meowie? Never stood a chance, did I? Gyron looks at him with pity and says. Gyron. You understood it now at least. Zeus. Curse ya woo. And then Zeus turns to dust and fades away. Gyron picks himself up and flies off to the underworld. Back there, Sirziches and Isay were waiting there when suddenly 21 comes in. 21. Where's Jai at? Isay. Hey 21, what are you doing here? 21. I came here to see if Gyron's alright. I just saw him colliding with someone, sawyer.is.he. 21 grabs Isay's collar and demands him when suddenly. An avatar drops to the stadium. People looking expectant. When a grey hand rises in victory. 21 nearly cries. It was Gyron, he was safe. Sirziches breaks down, relieved to see him. Isay whoops in joy and shouts. Isay. That's Gyron senpai for you all. Do. 21 runs over to him and hugs Gyron. Gyron. 21. 21. Crying, I'm so glad you're safe. 21. I missed you so much, Jai cries. Gyron. I'm fine. 21. The other combatant rush over and congratulate him. Boo boo. That was incredible. Adam. Indeed. It was amazing. You put that rascal in his place. 1. Sasaki. Gotta say good job kid. Raiden. Why don't we have a spar huh? All of them praised Jiren for his bravery, but on the other hand the gods were furious. Shiva. That is impossible. Odin. That bastard trying to show us we're weak. Hermes. I'll kill him I swear grits his teeth. Hades Sherms. Hermes. Yay uncle. Hades take me to Mount Etna. 1. Hermes. Etna isn't that where uncle you couldn't possibly be suggesting him could you? Hades. Yes because no more losses can be dead because now we really need him. As Jiren was resting felt an odd presence by his side. He then turned startled to see an old-looking man with a melancholic and slightly psycho look on his face. It looked as if he came just from a fresh kill. Jiren. Realizes Jack the Ripper. 1. Jack. I see you realize me Jiren how lovely. I wonder how it would be if I die you in my favorite COLOUR. Jiren. Blares don't test me. Jack. Heavens no why would I test the man who can kill Zeus without much effort I must be foolish. Oh would you look at that my match will be starting. May we meet again. Jack gives a sly smile before he leaves. Jiren was definitely creeped out. Jack was mysterious as all hell. Announcer. Here it is the match everyone has been waiting for the purest evil mankind has to offer versus the noblest of hearts our first contestant Jack the Ripper. As Jack makes his debut whispers erupt. Him. Representing mankind. What blasphemy is this the most famous murderer of all of London and maybe the world fighting for mankind. 1. Jack. Oh my it seems everyone detests me how sad. But don't worry all I win this for humanity. 1. Announcer. Anyways next combatant is the most just one among the gods. Someone who is truly all about honor and camaraderie. He saves people who are his enemies as well from certain death and has huge love for humans introducing Heracles the son of Zeus and god of strength. The crowd cheered as Heracles came out. One of the most famous heroes in all of legends was here. He was truly a god among gods. Gyron. This is too easy for someone like Hercules if Hercules is truly as smart as they say, this should be an easy win for him. Xerxes. True Gyron, but do you see the gloves Jack is wearing? Gyron noticed the gloves and looked at Xerxes with a confused look. Xerxes. Those gloves are his divine artifact. It was provided by a Volundr of the 11th Valkyrie lock. It allows him to turn any weapon to a divine weapon making it capable of harming gods. Gyron nodded and looked on. Heracles stared down Jack the Ripper. The usual jovial look on his face was replaced with a serious one. Heracles. It is an honor to fight the biggest serial killer in history. I will not overlook the actions you have committed toward humanity. For that I will deliver justice. Heracles then grabs his club and walks to Jack who looked calm. Suddenly the stadium into an old town of London. Jack then took off running surprising Heracles, but he gave chase. Heracles. Coward fight like a warrior fool. As Heracles turned down the street Jack was sitting drinking tea when suddenly. Jack. Checkmate. Knives dropped at high speeds to Heracles' direction shocking him. However, the knife instead bounced off his skin. Heracles. Only divine weapons and magic work against God such measly knives are useless. Try ha. Suddenly a knife grazed Heracles' cheek as blood dripped surprising him. Heracles looked to see Jack smiling. Jack. You mean this? Heracles. It seems you're not quite so much of a fool but. Heracles charged forward and smashed the ground causing an earthquake which sent Jack flying. However Jack landed on a bunch of wires connected to the sides of the building relatively unharmed. Jack. Now that was fun. Heracles determined to win charged to Jack and swung his club with full effort. However Jack dodges and brings out a pair of giant scissors and slashes across Heracles' chest. Heracles was gravely wounded but got up and said. Heracles. It's time I take things up a notch. Herculean Exodus 12 labors. Steam starts evaporating from Heracles' body. He tightens the hold on his club. Heracles. First labor Nemean lion. With all his, he smashes his club on the ground and the ground splits, sending a brutal shockwave which sends Jack flying to the sky and he crashes to the ground as he coughs blood. Jack goo he must say quite the strength Heracles. Heracles. Don't say anything else. You have done enough. It is time to end this. Heracles raises his club to end him, but then Jack once again proves he is master tactician. Grappling wires come and restrain Heracles the already been turned into a divine weapon via Jack's gloves. Heracles had not expected this and lets out a hearty laugh. Heracles. Once again you have proven yourself as master tactician wonderful. Jack however was confused. Why was this man not concentrating on the pain but instead appreciating his skills deciding to play along Jack replied curtly. Jack. Well as true gentleman I must keep my guest entertained. Jack then gets up and pulls out his cloak and slices it across a building which was set up in the arena. Jack. Rondo of Blessing. The building collapses on Heracles and Jack bows to the audience. However, from the rubble a dark figure arises and slams Jack through the arena. From there we see a steaming Heracles who held his club in the shape of a bull as he muttered. Heracles. 7th labor. Cretan bull. Jack gets up choking on his own blood. Heracles was incredibly tough for him to fight. But he couldn't give up, just no could he. Jack triggered another one of his traps he set up. Heracles was suddenly barraged by knives surprising him, but Heracles. Labor Stymphalian bird. Heracles' club shifts again into a bird this time and a huge gust of wind sends Jack's knives flying. Heracles was then charged at by Jack who held his scissors. Both of them swung at full strength and as they did the ground was shaking at each of their hits. No words were exchanged as the two raging storms continued fighting. People in the arena were anticipating wildly. Who was gonna win, the just god or the madman of London? Heracles. 12th labor. Cerberus, hound of Hades. Heracles suddenly gains a new look as he is covered with shape, scales and claws. One could notice his club morphed into the famous headed dog Cerberus and Heracles was fusing with it. Heracles swiped his hand down as a multitude of slashes were delivered at Jack who was gravely wounded. Realizing that Jack couldn't keep up, he had to do the final blow. Jack appeared to faint at that moment. Heracles. No. In efforts to save Jack from death despite him being a murderer, Heracles rushed forward only to meet a stab from Jack's own hands. Jack. Dear God. Jack stabbed through Heracles' torso as Heracles staggered back coughing from the amount of blood lost. Jack. London Bridge is falling, DOWN falling, DOWN falling, DOWN London Bridge is falling, DOWN my fair lady. Jack staggered as he went, but then he saw a dark silhouette behind. Jack turned around to see Heracles still alive as he had already dashed forward. Heracles. A Fells Hero great hero blow. The enlarged hand punches Jack in the chest as Heracles' hand goes through him, finally ending the match. The gods cheered. Hermes. I knew if anyone could score a win it would be Heracles. However, from the opposing side things didn't look good. Sasaki. Goddammit. Lubu. This is just their first win. Adam, Lubu is right. Do not lose hope. Jack was breathing heavily as Heracles looked down on him with a sad expression. Heracles. I'm sorry it had to come to this. Jack. Scoffs, don't give me false pity, I don't need ID lost because I was a failure. Heracles. No, you are not. It is because you are alone. Jack. What? Heracles walked up to him and hugged the about to be dead Jack. Jack's eyes widened. Heracles. Nobody should go through what you went through, for what it's worth I'm sorry. Jack for the first time felt strange. Jack. What is this feeling? Heracles. Smiles happiness. Jack. I see, like it. Heracles let go and Jack fell finally dead but happy for the first time in his life. Hades. This is the place, am I right, Hermes? Hermes. Yup, I'm very sure, uncle, but are you sure this is a good idea? It took Zeus at his strongest and even his Adamas to beat him. Hades. He is our only option. Technically we aren't violating the rules of the tournament. We gods of Greece were born from the Titans and we eventually continued our family, but adding you, Athena, Ares, Dionysus, Hephaestus and more. The only difference between him and us is that he was born from the blood of two primordial and we were born from the offspring of the primordials. Hermes. I can only hope you're right, because if this doesn't work we are about to be at over. Both they approached the mountain and Hades chanted. Hades, by the will of the sky shall the gates to the chained one open. I command the chamber for thou to open to the son of the pit and earth. The mountain rumbled as a giant portal formed. Hades gestured for Hermes to get in and both entered the portal leading to giant chasm through which they went down and reached a huge chamber of interconnecting caves. Hades gestured for Hermes to get in and both entered the portal leading to giant chasm through which they went down and reached a huge chamber of interconnecting caves. Hades led Hermes through one of the caves and as they walked in a deep rumbling could be heard. Boom boom boom. In the chamber. So those ignorant fools have come for me, very well, I shall entertain them. Hades and Hermes walked in and as they did a giant snake came and attacked them. Hades then torched the snake using hellfire and killed it. My, who is this? I see the disgraced brother of Zeus and his pathetic son. 1. Hermes. Watch your mouth. Sneers. The figure was over 2 feet tall. His skin was a sickly green with a rough sickly green beard. He had no hair over his head, but his skin itself was reptilian. His muscular green hands were shackled with golden chains, and instead of fingers, he had snakes protruding from where his fingers should have been. He had a snake-like tail and elven ears. His eyes were volcanic red with malice and hunger for destruction. His mouth opened and it too was red and it looked like it led to the pits of hell. He had enormous draconian wings. This was Typhon, the bane of Olympus and the father of all monsters, including being the father of the infamous Cerberus, and one of the only monsters known to defeat and make Zeus back away and run before his eventual sealing by Zeus in Mount Etna. This was Typhon, the bane of Olympus and the father of all monsters, including being the father of the infamous Cerberus, and one of the only monsters known to defeat and make Zeus back away and run before his eventual sealing by Zeus in Mount Etna. Typhon. What seems to be the case you gods have come to see, I chuckles. 1. Hades kept his composure and said. Hades. We have a proposition, Typhon. Hades then explained everything about Ragnarok to Typhon and how it happened and the killing of Zeus when. Typhon. Ha 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 ha, bastard finally got what he deserved, that foolish coward dare think he was above all, godfather of the cosmos, my foot, ha 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 ha. Hermes. Don't you dare insult father. Typhon just gave a look and Hermes backed away scared. He had almost forgot he was looking at the person who had given Zeus PTSD for some time. Hades. We have a proposition, Typhon. If you come and fight for us the gods in Ragnarok, and if we win you will be given full access to destroy humanity for us. Isn't the destruction of the innocent what you desire, considering the fact humans have also polluted and laid the planet to waste with their greed? Your mother Gaia would be proud you got rid of the filth on her surface. Typhon pondered for a few moments. He despised the gods with a passion, but if it meant freedom from these chains and helping his mother from these worms called humans, then. Typhon. I feel like I'll regret this, but as much as I want to gloat on your sorry face about Zeus being killed, I desire my freedom and I want to see the human race perish. They have infected my mother too much and must be put down. 1. Hades. You truly are a smart one. Hades snaps his finger and the chains are released. Typhon rubs his wrists as Hades and Hermes guide him out, but. Typhon roar. In a burst of pure energy Typhon released a devastating shout and called. Typhon. Meteoric shower. Upon the giant meteor Typhon roared and the entire town was erased in the blink of an eye, a giant hole being dug down the earth in the process. Typhon. Ah, that was a good test run. I certainly have not lost my touch anyway. Time for destruction. Hades grinned. They were going to win this battle. Cerziches was sitting on the chair having tea for calming his nerves. Something tingled on the back of his skin. An eerie feeling. A feeling that wouldn't go away. He didn't know what, but something didn't feel right. Adam? Any issue, Cerziches? Lupu. You look as if the heavenly dragons have hit you. Cerziches. I appreciate your concern, but. He was cut off by an announcement. Announcer, the next match between the gods and contestants will begin, and this time it's oh no. The announcer's voice fell small at what he read. Cerziches' eyes widened as he stared at the screen in utter shock. Cerziches. Lucifer versus Typhon. Cerziches. Just how? Raiden. Oi, what the shit is this? How the is Typhon here? Obviously the gods were going to cheat. Though they technically didn't. Cerziches. What do you mean, Lord Buddha? Buddha. It's quite obvious. It isn't technically against the rules. I mean, Typhon was just born from two primordials. Other than that, he is basically the same as the gods. He is more than valid for the fight. Sasaki. Damn it, of course pissed. Adam. Buddha, I must ask, why do you fight for humanity despite being a god? Buddha. Smiles, because I was once a human. I was once a family man. I was a prince and king before all that. I couldn't just let humans die out like that now, could I? Sasaki. What do you know? Looks like there are some that aren't pricks among the gods. Gyron. Brother. Cerziches was silent for some time until he said. Cerziches. Well then. I shall go. Isay. Big bro Zeches. Cerziches. I'll be fine, Isay. If anything does happen, tell Graphia and Milikas I love them. Gyron. Aniki. Before Gyron could finish his sentence, Cerziches teleported to the stadium. Announcer. It has come, a battle that would last for centuries in everyone's hearts. It's Cerziches, Lucifer, king of the underworld. The crowd went a bit silent after that. A few of the religious popes started calling Cerziches a heathen and a disgrace to God's holiness. Some even said it would be better if the devils died. Announcer. Ahem, anyways, the next contender is Typhon, the bane of Olympus and father of all monsters. Scared. As Typhon entered the arena, the crows shouted in fear seeing him. Who could blame them? He looked like a monster having a devilish draconian appearance. Typhon. It is an honor to fight you, Mao. Lucifer grins. Cerziches. Let this be a good fight, Typhon. Sternly. Typhon. Oh, of Kersedrigan lightning. Typhon attacked with a powerful lightning attack which shook the stadium. However, Cerziches dodged it easily. Cerziches. Ruin the extinct. Typhon was hit by the attack, however he roared and dispelled it easily without a problem. Typhon. Subarashi. Typhon lifts one of his snake hands up as the weather changes to thunder and lightning filled weather. Cerziches, awed at the power, summoned multiple orbs of destruction aimed at Typhon. Typhon. Futile effort, devil. As Urzich's shots them Tiffin barreled through them, a few hitting him but doing little damage, but one did erase one of Tiffin's fist. Surzich's HMPH smirks. Tiffin grinned as the fist regrew instantaneously. Surzich's cursed, not expecting this. Surzich's raised his aura, coating himself in the destructive power and rammed into Tiffin, slamming him into the stadium walls where a few of the gods were seated. Tiffin. Gak. Hades. Damn it. Aphrodite. My hair. Artemis, Athena, Amaterasu and Tsukiyomi. Shut up, you pile of foam. Poseidon. They cannot fight here, we must take somewhere else. The gods raised their hands as all were teleported in a celestial sphere where Surzich's and Tiffin raged on. Tiffin. You and your race will fall. Surzich's. I will fight with my last breath if it means my race is safe. Extinction Phoenix. The attack caused a large no of the battlefield to be completely and utterly destroyed. Surzich's stood there with a serious look. Surzich's stood there with a serious look. Surzich's. And stayed dead. Tiffin emerged from the rubble slightly hurt but smiling viciously. Tiffin. Yes, YESSSS more, this pain makes me stronger. Solar smash. Tiffin summoned a huger orb of flames toward Surzich's, who was hit by the attack, causing a tremendous explosion. Surzich's, though being the chatty, was pushed through the pain he was feeling and stared right into Tiffin's eyes. Surzich's. I will not fail. You want my best, here it is. Surzich's finally flexes of his full power. Surzich's was a prodigy among the devil race who surpassed the previous Mao. He calls this form of his human-shaped aura of destruction. It's Urzich's ultimate ability, but it comes at a price that its power is so great even he can't control it. Ria's Pav. Ani Champles, win hoping. Surzich's. Ruin the extinct. Surzich's then slammed himself against Tiffin, who was badly injured from the attack. Surzich's created a destruction sword surprising Ria's. Surzich's created a destruction sword surprising Ria's. Ria's Pav. WWWA, but how wait Azazel. Ria's turned to Azazel, who smirked. Guess her brother took some tips from him on how to use it like Ria's did. Ria's turned to Surzich's in pride. Ria's. Get him on E-chan. Surzich's sliced the sword across Tiffin's chest, leaving a huge gash which probably would not be healing anytime soon. Defoe coughed out huge amounts of blood which literally bubbled, indication of his blood being just as bad as lava. Surzich's. This is over. Amiwa Mushinderu. Amiwa Mushinderu. Gyron should be feeling happy, but no, something was telling him this was not the end. Isay. Alright, Zecha's bro did it. Ali. He is the strongest Mao after all. Smirks. Gyron. No, this isn't over. Isay and Vali turned to him confused. Surzich's walks to Tiffin and is about to strike him, ending the match, but as the sword came down, Tiffin grabbed the sword and stopped it, ignoring the pain. He then grinned viciously and slammed Surzich's, sending him flying, causing him to cough out blood. Surzich's. And Nani. Tiffin. Clapping. I commend the fight. Surzich's. Lucifer, you have given me the best fight till date, however I think it is time to end this fight, isn't it? Tiffin begins releasing a burst of energy which makes the entire planet shake. Surzich's was kneeling, being unable to stand due to the pressure. It was due to the gods that the audience was preventing from getting eradicated out of existence due to Tiffin's sheer strength. It was due to the gods that the audience was preventing from getting eradicated out of existence due to Tiffin's sheer strength. Out came Tiffin, who looked different. His body had become lean and muscular. He was short, about 1. But radiating power. He only now had a single eye. He had white skin with purple veins and a single eye that was black with a red pupil. Tiffin. Fascinating, right? Do you understand the situation now, Surzich's? Because now. The punch came to Surzich's jaw and it snapped, causing a sickening crunch to be heard throughout the arena. The Gremory family gasped. Ria's clapped her hands over her mouth. But Graphia's eyes widened and turned to utter fear of losing her husband. Surzich's. Guhu. I will kill you. Surzich's slammed to Tiffin with his aura of destruction, only to bounce off of him. Tiffin. Pitiful. Tiffin the needs Surzich's and sent him skittering across the arena. Tiffin blitzed to Surzich's and slammed his foot into him. Again and more. It was brutal, humiliating, but Surzich's took it time and time again. The gods were laughing, the Mao of destruction reduced to mere nothing by Tiffin. Tiffin. Pitiful weakling, no wonder you're a failure to your own family and to your own son. Graphia must be tired of having a husband like you who constantly avoids paperwork, is childish, siskin and an overall annoyance. 1. Surzich's. You may be right, I'm like that, but only because there may not be a time when I get a chance like to do things like that again. I am a Mao, I know when to be serious. But if not for her, my lovely wife Graphia, I may have never been in this position. Back then I was just a young ambitious man wanting to overthrow the corrupt Satans. Then I met Graphia, whom I beat in a fight and married. The day I married her was the happiest day of my life aside from getting little Ria's tan as a sister smiles a bit, remembering all the moments with his family, I act like I do, because there will be a time when I die, and I might have never gotten to have fun and enjoy with my family when they need me. So even if it gets me a beating from my own wife, to me it's just a memory of me spending time with her, and even if Fia-chan is disappointed at my actions, and even if she hates me, I will continue to love her forever and ever, including my whole family stood up to you today to save my race for whom I fought tooth and nail during the great war between the factions. Will continue to do so because it is my duty and I am honored to carry it out, so fight me and beat me all you want, Tiffin, but I assure you my race will live, and so will the humans, and so will the competitors of this sick tournament set up by you pathetic excuse of gods. 1. The gods raged at being pathetic excuse and shouted at Tiffin to end this fight. Tiffin yawns bored yada yada yada. Are you done? Good, now let me finish this. Tiffin was then hit by a blast of ice magic, freezing him in place. Surziches looked on in horror as Grafia had stopped Tiffin. Grafia, stop, just stop. Surziches. It was the first time she had called him by his name, no same or any of the sort. Grafia. Announcer, is there any way for Surziches to lose without dying? Announcer. Well, yes, but that would mean he would have to give up his position as a Mao. Grafia. I don't care right now, all I want is him saw. Tiffin grabbed Grafia by the throat and choked her. Tiffin. Insolence, you will pay for this whore. Tiffin threw Grafia and charged up an energy beam and aimed it at her. Milikas. Mama. Milikas, who had followed his mother despite her orders not to, came and shielded her. Grafia. Milikas, no. Grafia hugs Milikas away from the attack as Tiffin released it. Gremory family and Gyron. Grafia, Milikas. As the smoke cleared and Grafia was unharmed, but her eyes were shut in fear. She opened her eyes to see the one thing she dreaded to see. Grafia, no, tearing up. Grafia. No, crying. Milikas. Daddy, horrified. Surziches coughed out huge amounts of blood as he fell to the ground barely alive and gives a smile to Milikas. Riaz ran to the battlefield, tears pricking the corner of her eyes as she hugged the dead body of Surziches. Zeodicus would have, but he was currently comforting Venelana, whose eyes were lifeless. Riaz. Ani-chan, don't die please, crying. Surziches. Ennoi, I am not dying, guy sessi, I am fine, coughs out blood, while giving a sad smile. Guess I was wrong, Riaz Tan, I am so proud of you. UGG grew to be a better fighter, and I believe with more training you can surpass Mekipon, smiling my little Riaz Tanmilikas. I'm sorry daddy has to leave, but I'm always by your side. Aki and Grafia. Grafia at her husband and choked out a few words. Grafia at her husband and choked out a few words. Grafia. Please don't leave, UC need you, the family needs you, Milikas needs you, please. Surziches. Surziches gives a sad smile before coughing more blood out as he looked to Gyron. Gyron touched his eyes to see tears falling, and he was surprised. Gyron. Aniki. Surziches gives him a final smile before his eyes go lifeless. Announcer. On, the winner is Tiffin, Bane of Olympus. The gods cheered and laughed. We won, that Lucifer deserved to die like the rat he was. 1. However, a few gods, especially one god of destruction, wasn't happy. Shiva, the Hindu god, looked at the Surziches in remorse. Shiva. Destruction has many forms, but that destruction you showed was truly beautiful, and for that you will always have my respect. Surziches. Gremory. Isay. Zetch's Nai turning to look Gyron, shaking. Gyron. They will pay.